Hello everyone! We today are checking out the one purple in my palette. It is Imperial Purple, it's an absolute beauty, and it's taken a while for me to be really convinced to have a purple in my palette. I'm going to tell you all about it as we dive into seeing what this colour can do, how well it mixes. So I'm grabbing my paints and let's get started. Imperial Purple has been such a revelation for me because purple is not a colour that I am all that excited about, to be honest. I've always mixed it very happily from blue and pinks. I had Cobalt Violet in my palette a while ago, which I never really loved. I always found it a bit gooey and a bit weird to use. So just down here quietly in the corner of the palette, not taking up too much space, is the lovely Imperial Purple, and it is regal and majestic and I love it. So here it is in the value scale. So you can see it's deep and dark, very rich, really beautiful, but it can also do really nice work as well. And so I use the Daniel Smith brand for this colour. I really like it. It sort of came along into my palette maybe about 3 years ago. Oh, let's make it really pale. There we go. Really nice. Such a useful colour, especially for flower painting. But I'm really excited to see what it can do when mixed with the primaries. So let's have a look. So purple and yellow are complementary colours. So I'm expecting some fireworks here. I'm going to very gently introduce a little bit of purple into the yellow, and initially we're going to get that classic desaturation that we've come to expect from complementary colours meeting like this. And the more that purple comes in, the more it starts to really knock back the vibrance of the yellow. It's now making a very interesting kind of sludge colour. It's probably the best way to describe that. Bit khaki, greeny, muddy, not particularly lovely. Let's mix all of it in together. And actually what is coming out is something a bit green, which is interesting. But really, that's where we're going when we mix Imperial Purple with a warm yellow, like Hansa Yellow Medium. And now for Organic Vermilion. I'm going to I think these two colours will probably balance each other out quite well, so we'll just do a slow integration. It's quite an interesting, rather muted colour. Yeah, I'm just not sure what to expect with these two coming together. Ooh, that's quite interesting. That's a bit more of a sort of rich, kind of plummy burgundy colour. It's like a wine colour, which is useful to know. I was painting a little bottle of red wine in a wine glass the other day and I was struggling to get the colour right. So that is extremely useful to know about. And finally, let's get French Ultramarine Blue. Now these two will probably have a bit of a battle in terms of dominance. They're both, well, they're very similar kinds of colours, similar in the value scale, both rich and deep So I'm not sure we're going to see a huge amount of difference, but we're just going to try mixing the two a little bit together, and immediately I can see the impact of the blue, but I can see the impact of the purple on the blue as well, if you see what I mean. So let's bring more blue in. Interesting. It's almost made me forget what Imperial Blue looks like on its own, so I'm just going to swatch that there to remind myself. And I think, for the sake of my experiment, I'm going to get loads of Imperial Purple here and just put it in the mix and see if I can impact that blue at all. But it's hard. It's not really happening all that much. And if I take my little swatch, yeah, they are very similar, so you're not going to get a huge amount of difference. But there are my primaries mixed with Imperial Purple. So let's see where we've showcased this colour. I must say there's not a huge amount of paintings where it's really come to the fore, because in my foolishness, purple's not ever been a colour that I've really celebrated, but I definitely got a few. So like I say, I sort of struggled a bit, but the purple flowers definitely do feature quite a lot, but always sort of in and amongst other bits. So we've got some miniature ones here where it's always been sort of mixed in with something else, a bit of a pink, bit of a blue, but this was a lovely loose freesia, which was a really nice one, and that's a tutorial over on YouTube. This was painted as a commission for someone who produced honey, and this is a flower which the name escapes me for the moment, but a really good example of how you can use the purple, the value scale, using those lighter tones first for your layers, and then using something a bit more concentrated to build up the texture on the plant. Then here, mixed in with a bit of blue for a wisteria colour, we've got a clematis with the purple as a feature. Here, mixed in with a little bit of permanent rose to give the crocuses just a little bit of range of colour. And then finally, this is a lovely tutorial that we've got on YouTube, just of a simple pattern. I really enjoyed painting this one, and you can see the Imperial Purple really standing out there and working really beautifully as part of a range of meadow flowers. So there we have Imperial Purple. Do you have purple in your palette? It's sometimes a colour that people don't feel the need to have because they've got all their blues and all their pinks, and you get such a lovely range of purples already. But I'd love to hear what you think about Imperial Purple, so let me know in the comments, and I'll see you again next week where we will be painting Valentine's cards.